how does Kevin Stefanski firing impact Shedeur Sanders?
Okay, I guess I should be disqualified because I'm wearing this jersey.
Yeah.
But glory be, Stefanski is gone. And especially the two of us have been campaigning for that for not weeks, for months since the season started. He didn't want Shedeur. I believe he was sabotagey to Shedeur, especially in first and goal situations when he kept going Wildcat so that Shedeur wouldn't score a touchdown. And the decks are now cleared for a young man who I believe proved, despite all those numbers you just read, that he is who the Cleveland Browns have been looking for at quarterback.
Yeah.
And all I know is that against impossible odds, longest odds in the league, highest degree of difficulty, against Cam Ward, who went first overall in a draft that he fell into the 5th round in. Against Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders threw for 364 yards and completely outplayed Cam Ward. And then, as you pointed out, Kinsey, he did beat and outplay Aaron Rodgers. Even in QBR, it was 37 to only 18 for Aaron Rodgers in that game. And it was impressive to me because of the degree of difficulty. And then yesterday against Joe Burrow, after it looked like Joe had done what Joe usually does and went giving them the lead, with a minute and a half left, Shedeur Sanders took a team of practice squad nobodies and went on a 64-yard drive in 10 plays, clutch, and more clutch, converted a 3rd and 10 at his own 29 on a throw to an undrafted rookie named Isaiah Bond for 13 yards. Did hit his one proven receiver, Jerry Jeudy, for 11 yards on a 3rd and 1. But Jerry Jeudy was second in the league this year in drops. And yesterday, he threw him 6 balls, Jerry Jeudy, and he caught 2 for 17. Yesterday, Shedeur Sanders was throwing to people named Malachi Corley, Trevion Williams, Sam Cannella. You heard of any of these people? Blake Whiteheart, Raheem Sanders. They're all practice squatters who were elevated at the end of the year. Again, feeling sabotagey to me because, as we talked about for the last 2 months, Pro Football Focus has ranked Cleveland's pass blocking dead last in the league. For the last month, has ranked Cleveland's receiving corps dead last in the league. He had one receiver that he trusted, a fellow rookie 3rd-round pick named Harold Fannin Jr., who got hurt against the Steelers in the last game and was gone yesterday. No Njoku yesterday. No Judkins yesterday, who had been a pleasant surprise as a rookie back who gave him a little pop. And he did that. He went and won another game. And I just want him to go forward. I'm just going to throw this out real quick before you guys go. I've thought about this. You've asked me several times, what's the right way to go? I don't believe he wants to be coached anymore by his father because he cut the cord and he wants to prove he's his own man. And what makes sense to me is Cliff Kingsbury. The more I thought about it, because I know what Cliff did with Kyler. What's that? Be head coach. And I do think Cliff's a better coordinator than a head coach, but you're not going to get him unless you make him the head coach. And what Cliff did with Kyler early in Arizona, they did make the playoffs. And what he did with Jaden Daniels last year when they made the NFC Championship game, and Jaden had the greatest rookie quarterback year I've ever seen. Because of those two things, again, I'd have to know if he believes in Shedeur, but he makes the most sense to me as a combination head coach, offensive guru who could make Shedeur what I know he can become, which is a very successful franchise quarterback. So I'm very happy Stefanski's gone, and now on to bigger and better things for Shedeur Sanders.
I do wish TJ was here, though. TJ had mentioned, because he had played with Cliff for the Cardinals, and he had mentioned that he didn't love Cliff as a head coach and that the entire atmosphere of the Cardinals was just not there, and they didn't respect him.
Yeah, it was coming apart.
I remember TJ saying that, so I wish he was here.
I don't know about Cliff neither. It's just he got 2 ops, and they look the same. It's like a appealing at the beginning. Then once people catch on to it, it's
he got one of them schemes. You catch on to it.
It's like I'm saying.
They had a crazy
Then the division
start.
start dominating once they catch on to it. So
they went all the way to the NFC Championship game last year.
And then they caught
on to it, and then you see they are the bottom of the NFC.
Jaden got hurt.
True. They've had a lot going against them.
Because he got him running too damn.
But how are you going to go 4-12 as the offensive coordinator and get a head coach?
That's part of his scheme too. He the one got him running like that. So I don't know. I think the firing, it gives Shedeur a great chance to be the guy. I think you can go about it one or two ways. You can find a head coach who want to bring in a quarterback and spend the $30 million, $40 million on a guy like Willis or somebody who showed they can be the guy, or you can use that money to build the team up. If you believe in Shedeur, I got a 5th-round cheap quarterback situation. I could put all this money into the O-line, into some receivers, into some guys, you know what I'm saying? And I could wait to pay Shedeur for a year or two or whenever. And then when you do pay him, you still probably can lowball him because he's a 5th-round pick. He's not, it's a scale to this, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like they'll find a guy who likes Shedeur. When you searching for a head coach, they're going to find somebody who we can match up with him. That's what we try. We can go out looking for a guy who thinks Shedeur can be the guy. Can you work with him? If you can't work with him, we'll interview somebody else. Find somebody who feel like, man, hell yeah. Because I feel like Shedeur show you something every week. He might have had an 11 QBR.
But that's all saying that you assume that the GM is all in on Shedeur and that they're really going to hire a head coach for Shedeur with those stats that I just read.
Yeah, but with the stats you just read, he show you something every week to me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He show you that he could be the guy in a different way every week. This last week was, I'm having a very slow day. I'm leaning on my defense. They put two touchdowns on the board. I'm leaning on them. Fuck, Burrow go down, get a bucket. Now I got to show my clutch shit. Can I go down and get a bucket? Boom, he go down and get a bucket.
And your favorite stat, they got the WIN.
They got the WIN because he went down and got a bucket.
And that's tough to do after you've struggled for most of that game to overcome it.
I got to overcome it. I got to make throws.
It's impressive.
Even quick checks down to Sampson, they come out and get you 15 yards. Like, bro, he did stuff on that drive that was impressive to me. Mm-hmm. Going down, very poised, go get a bucket. So I feel like, man, that's going to make what he put on tape today, on tape all year, that's going to make the upstairs guys, the owner, want to find a coach to marry with Shedeur. Mm-hmm. That's going to help us in so many ways. We ain't going to have a chunk of our money on the quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
And get some receivers.
We can get some receivers. We can get a nice tackle. O-line. We can get something. The defense is good. Let the defense, hopefully the defensive coordinator don't go nowhere. Yeah. Keep that thing together. You got money to pour into that offense, man. You got a guy. So I feel like, man, you get him out the way. I feel like when you get him out the way, that's showing that, man, we believe in Shedeur. They not matching up. Let's find somebody to match up with Shedeur. Yeah. That's what that's saying to me.
Cody, how do you feel? As a quarterback, and you've been with the Browns, what's your opinion?
I don't know what they're saying behind closed doors, to Akib's point, but who they hire next is going to determine what Shedeur's future looks like in Cleveland, because I'm fully on board. They're going to do one of two things. Either they're going to go get a guy that comes in and says, I'm all about Shedeur. Mm-hmm. I've seen the upside. I've seen the flashes on film. Mm-hmm. I can win with this guy. Even if it's a defensive-minded coach, I'm going to go find a great offensive coordinator to pair him up with Shedeur, and we're going to build around him and go address the offensive line and go address the receiver room and get some other pieces so that he can be successful, which I think they do first. Because right now, even if they went and got a new quarterback with what's on the offensive line and what's at the receivers, you're in the same spot. Even a veteran this year in the position that Shedeur was in, I think still struggles. And we saw Flacco. And that was with a healthier roster and a better run game and things working for him. So
and he's throwing darts.
To Skip's point, for what Shedeur was able to do with not having the help around him was impressive. And I think that is something worth mentioning. So either they do that and they go get a head coach that's going to believe in Shedeur, or the opposite happens. They go get a head coach that comes in and says, and I think it's more possible if they go get a first-year head coach that's new to this situation and says, that's not the guy I drafted. Him or Gabriel or anybody that's on the roster, or even Deshaun Watson that comes back. That's not my guy, especially if they get an offensive-minded coach and he says, I want to go get my quarterback. If you're going to give me a chance to be successful, I need to go get my quarterback to be successful. So one of two things will happen. I think they go with the former, though. I think they should go get a coach that can give Shedeur a real opportunity going into this next season and go address the offensive line, go address some other pieces, and at least give him that year. Give him the offseason, give him time. I still think they're going to let Deshaun Watson come back and compete with him, even though Jim Lee Haslam has been very vocal.
They said they're bringing him back.
About that, so I think he'll come and compete. I think they do maybe add another guy to compete, and that's what you want, though. I don't care how, if you're a young quarterback, you're a first round, whatever it may be, sometimes you bring in guys to compete. That's going to help you get better. You want that iron sharpens iron aspect, or bring a veteran in that's going to help Shedeur learn and teach him some of the mental side of things that maybe he didn't get this first year. But yeah, I think he's earned the opportunity to go into the offseason to compete for that starting job, to be the guy. I think he can solidify it this offseason, but a big part of that is going to come down to who they hire at head
By the way,
coach.
Deshaun's cap hit next year is $80.7 million.
Yeah.
80.7, largest in the league.
I agree with what everybody said. It's about who you gonna hire. What is the philosophy and which route do the Browns want to go? Like everybody said, do we believe that 12 is the guy, or do we want to go get a coach that's gonna bring in his guy?
Yeah.
That's where Shedeur sits right now.
What do you
As
believe?
far as what he's done, he's earned the right to be the guy.
Yes.
You didn't see anything where it's like, well, we know he's not it, so let's go get a coach and bring in. He's earned the right for upstairs to say, I'm going to go find a coach first who sees if they can work with him.
Exactly.
He's earned that. He earned that right. Because if you think about everything he did with where he got drafted, working his way up, staying in there, when he got thrown in and what he's done to this point, when you can see what he did yesterday to go down and put his team in position to win, okay, with everything he's done, he's shown enough where you say, put the right coach around him, put the right piece around him, let's see what we got. So we always forget, and Keith already mentioned it, it's a business. That money is going to matter. It's a business. So that's another factor. He's earned that. So I don't know what they're going to do, or whatever, but as far as y'all's Stefanski thing, I think it was time for a change too.
Agreed.
It just ran its course. But world, I just don't want us to just because it ran its course in Cleveland, I don't want people to forget that Stefanski did something that only 13 people in history have ever done. He won Coach of the Year twice.
He did.
So let's not discredit who he is just because of the situation. Did it run its course? Yes. Was it time for a change? Yes. They need a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that because we just been
and I don't doubt
destroying
that
this
he's
guy. And I
gonna get
know
another head
it's
coaching
time just coaching. You just said about Harbaugh, and he won a Super Bowl. Sometimes it just run its course.
A-Rod won MVP 4 times, and Skip destroyed him all the time.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said. That's what I just
haven't
said.
done lately, but
Yeah.
we talk about bringing these coaches in. They bring their guy in. Like, who is these guys? Where are they? There's not too many free agent it ain't too many out there.
Who's
No, I'm saying,
available
I
right
know,
now?
Like,
what we said, but you know how coaches
Even in
work.
the
You know how
draft right
people.
now.
Look, Pete Carroll just did it. Pete Carroll's like, I want to go get Geno and now we. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
We don't know, but I'm saying we all agree.
it's all those kind of caliber of guys, like Willis and Geno.
That's what I'm
It's gonna be
saying.
those caliber of guys, man. You might as well save your change.
Yes.
Ride with what I got.
Yeah.
Let me put that money elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Get a guy like Kubiak. I think Kubiak is the guy.
Yeah, I
man.
like Clint Kubiak.
Kubiak cooking in Seattle.
Okay, Kubiak.
He was cooking
you
in
got
Minnesota.
Cliff over here.
He been cooking
Any
really
any
the last
people
few
you would
stops. He been cooking.
Didn't he have old school roots though?
I mean,
his father, aren't
he
they
got-
old school
he got-
thinkers?
They old school, but that's really you take that old school Shanahan offense and you just whip it a little bit, and that's McVay and the new Shanahan. That's that same shit.
Okay, but,
Kubiak got the same
Sam
shit.
Darnold's the polar opposite of Shedeur Sanders in the way he carries himself, and he's conservative and
I'm just talking about the
coach's
old.
dream
I'm
and
just
all
talking
that.
about the old man.
Yeah, but every
He got a big
personality
arm,
is different.
he
Can he
accurate.
play?
Yeah, he gonna be able to handle.
Yeah.
He grew up around players. That's what make Kubiak unique to me, bro. You actually grew up
He did.
around this shit. You done
Yep.
seen all kind of personalities. You done been in the locker room with leading them. Like, you done seen this shit.
Yep.
You done seen all kind of personalities, and you a damn good OC.
Yep.
You been doing your thing for your last few stops, and he fucking cooking right now in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
here-
can
feel
see
like,
that.
man, it's time for him to get his shot and see if he can control a room full of men. You know what I'm saying?
And
And
here's what I say about 12.
offensive-minded guy.
Here's what I say about 12. He's always had the pedigree. Okay, we seen 2 years in a row. We seen C.J. Stroud, then we seen Jaden Daniels have really good rookie years. Then all offseason we see him everywhere. They overseas. They at this award show. They doing this and this. What happened in the second year? You're not gonna have to worry about that with this one. Who his dad is, and how he's been. You ain't about to be, I promise you, you're not about to see Shedeur all over the place and he hit this and this. He is about to lock in because he know, okay, they played with me the first time, and this is what happened. And he didn't do nothing but what all of us do. When I came out of college, I was at the Super Bowl too, at Radio Row and all that. That's what guys do when you come out of college. But then that next year, going from your rookie to sophomore year, that is a very critical year. His dad knows that. He knows that. He's going to be around the right people, and he is going to lock in because he's going to lock in on all the things I didn't do right, whether it's my pocket presence, whether it's being able to break down, decipher defenses in this. That's what you do know is going to happen. So with what he's done to earn his right to be the guy and what he's going to do this offseason, I think it's a great combo if you get the right coach in for success for him and the organization. So, you know, that's something I believe and know you are not going to have to worry about with him.
So all the boys on the couch think Shedeur is the guy for the Browns. 81% of the chat think Shedeur is the guy for the Browns, and now they just need to find a good head coach for him. But let's talk about another team who also made some moves, and that is the Atlanta Falcons. They have 5